Hey everyone, I'm Chris Long with Agital, and today we're going to go over a quick Google Search Console tutorial for SEO. If you're in SEO, Google Search Console is one of the most important tools. The vast majority of SEOs use it, so we're going to walk through a few different key reports from an SEO perspective. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Google's performance report. This is one of the most important where it's going to actually break down your performance data. So here I'm in the performance report for one of our sister sites, GoFish Digital, and we can see that right here in the performance report, we're going to get some really great data. It's going to show us, hey, what are the queries that are the most popular to our site during a certain amount of time? How many clicks do they get? How many impressions do they get? So I can see here we get a lot of brand search, and some of our blog articles around Microsoft Excel do quite well. So now already I have some good data around keywords that come to our site. I can take this even further. I can drill down to specific keyword variants. So here I'm going to click add a filter, and maybe I'm really interested in, hey, maybe our legal type keywords. So I'll type in lawyer, and then what Search Console is going to do is it's going to filter down, and now I can see even more keywords just specific to this keyword variant. So personal injury lawyer, SEO, Google Ads for lawyers. I can see now the click data that comes to our site from these really specific variants. So I could really drill down to specific products, specific services that we have, and then map out what are the most important keywords, how is that traffic trending over time. As well, another really great use case of Search Console is to really get really directional insights on how well your SEO is performing. So let's say I'm interested in saying, hey, how has our SEO performed over the last 16 months? I'll go into this filter and I'll go into last 16 months and click apply. Then Search Console is going to kind of zoom out and show our organic traffic over time. So that's going to really help us give us insights on how is our organic traffic performing over a certain length of time. So here I can go in and see, hey, traffic was higher in 2024. Maybe we've taken some dips. What I can even do is we have our own Agital Search Console extension. I can click this extension and then click add algorithm updates, and I can start to see, hey, are there any algorithm updates that may have caused changes in our organic search traffic visibility? Now I can say, hey, how did the March core update impact us? How did the most recent spam update impact us? Now I can start to get better data on, hey, if we're seeing changes in traffic, what's causing that by overlaying some of these Google algorithm updates. So really powerful use case there. As well, another really great way that you can use Search Console for comparative data is even at the performance or the comparative level. So here I'm going to go in and click compare, and then maybe I'll click compare over the last 3 months year over year. Maybe I want to directly see, hey, how much have clicks, impressions, how much have they actually changed? So I go in and Search Console is going to calculate that and going to show me, hey, you have 32,000 in the last month, and over the year before that you had about 50,000. And if I want, I can even use our extension here, and I can actually click calculate change percentage. That's going to show, hey, how much was the net change in clicks, impressions, in click-through rate. Then I can go in and get that data. As well, I can actually scroll down to individual queries, and the extension is actually going to show, hey, what was the click difference in individual queries? What was the impression difference in individual queries? Search Console doesn't have that out of the box, but now when I compare different date ranges, I can get an idea of, hey, what are my keywords where I'm trending up the most in, and what are the keywords that I'm losing performance in, and how do we action our SEO strategies around improvements for those queries. The next key report that I want to talk about is the Pages report in Search Console. This is a really great report for technical SEO purposes that's going to give you more insights on why things are being crawled or not being crawled, or why things are getting indexed or not getting indexed. This is really great for a lot of technical SEO initiatives. So if you want to get to this Pages report, you'll go in the left-hand sidebar and go to Indexing Pages, and then you'll see some different data, some different graphs on actual page indexing opportunities, issues. So here I can see, hey, we have about 30,000 pages that aren't indexed and about 1,000 pages are indexed. So now maybe I might want to say, hey, why do we have such a large number of pages that aren't getting indexed? Well, Search Console is actually going to give you more data and actually give you the reason. So here, if you go to this why pages aren't indexed report, it's going to give you different reasons for why that is. And it'll actually say, hey, you have about 19,000 pages that are not found, about 2,000 that have a different canonical tag. I like to often sort by the number of pages, and now I can start to get a better understanding of which specific issues are causing the biggest concerns. So here maybe I'll click on this not found 404. Now I can go into this report and look for common elements or common themes of these pages. So here it looks like some of our pagination may be returning 404s, maybe some author pages. Now I can look into this and say, hey, are there any specific reasons why these pages are returning 404? Are they actually returning 404s? Are they false positives? But now I can start to really drill down and say, hey, do I need to take a look at our team member section of our site, or do I need to look at like other sections of the blog, maybe within the pagination that are returning 404? How is Google, discovering those pages? Maybe I'll go in here and take a look at another report. So I'll go in and say, hey, I'm going to look at like crawl currently not indexed. Here's maybe Google's discovering the page and crawling it, but it's not actually putting in the index. And here I'm seeing a lot of like RSS feed type pages. Maybe I want to take a look and chat with our developers about like, hey, do we need these links? We find Google's discovering them. Maybe there's some ways to improve our crawl efficiency here. So some really great detailed level reports on like exactly why Google isn't finding your content, maybe why it's crawling your content but not finding it. Really, really useful, especially if you have large scale e-commerce type of sites where, hey, we've seen issues where Google is finding millions of pages that aren't indexed. Here in this pages report, Google's going to give you specific reasons about why it's indexing certain pages and why it's not indexing certain content. Another really great report in Search Console is the Sitemaps report. All SEOs should be familiar with this one and how to use it and interact with it. So if you go once again, go to the left-hand sidebar here and go to indexing and then go to sitemaps, you'll be able to click that. And then here what you can do is you'll actually be able to, if you haven't, submit your sitemap here. You would type in your sitemap link and then you would actually go and submit it. We've already submitted ours, so no need to do that. So here I'm going to click our sitemap. It's going to give some basic information about when it was submitted, the status of it, how many pages are discovered. So here I'm going to click it, and especially if you're a large site, you'll often have one parent sitemap and a lot of different child sitemaps. So here I can go into our different child sitemaps and really figure out, hey, are all these pages getting indexed? Are there sitemaps that aren't super impactful for our site? And really get more data behind each one. So here maybe I'll go down to our author sitemap here. I can see that it has about 100 discovered pages. It was last read on January 3rd, so today. And I can go down and drill down into each one of these. I can start to say, hey, for our case studies, are all those pages getting indexed? For our blog posts, are those getting indexed? I can take a look and see what exactly types of pages are getting submitted in our sitemap, and do we have coverage across all of them? Once again, if you're a large e-commerce site, you might take a look at your category pages, your product pages, your blog posts, and use this feature to really understand, are all your key revenue driving content, are they reflected in the sitemap? And is Google indexing as much of it as it possibly can? You can use this to understand your individual child sitemap indexation rates. Now let's talk a little bit about the Core Web Vitals report in Google Search Console. This is another really great report, especially if site performance and site speed is top of mind for you, which it is for a lot of e-commerce sites. So to find this, you'll go into Experience and then you'll go to Core Web Vitals. And then what you'll do is you'll be able to see We'll break down your URLs into two different reports here. You'll have your mobile report, which will be your mobile URLs, and then desktop, which will be your desktop to URLs. Google will break down your URLs into whether they're poor in terms of they are really outside of their Core Web Vital ranges, some they need improvement, or good where they pass all three Core Web Vitals. And you can see this graphed out where you can say, hey, am I improving in Core Web Vitals over time? Am I seeing an uptick in good URLs or poor URLs? This helps you track Google's assessment of your site performance over time, which is really, really useful. As well, if you want more specific information on like, hey, what needs improvement? Which of the Core Web Vitals am I not passing? You can open up the report here, and then Google's going to give you some different insights. So here we have 0 poor URLs. We have a few that need improvement. I can go in and see, okay, what are the specific criteria that they need improvement in? It looks like IMP isn't an issue, so we don't need to worry about there. But here we have some issues that have a little bit of longer, larger contentful paints. Google says anything that needs improvement is about is longer than 2.5 seconds. So we'll go in and click that. And then what you can actually do is see affected URLs. So here it'll actually group them by population. So it'll generally group them by templates. And here we can see blogs and potentially service pages here that are getting impacted. And then you can see the average of the LCP here. So you could even then click and then see different URLs that also are part of the grouping as well. You can actually go in and take a look and see, hey, what specific issues are potentially causing this largest contentful paint. So now with this report, you're able to see what's your core web vital performance over time, as well what specific templates are getting impacted, and what issues do you really need to focus on. Is it LCP? Is it INP? Is it cumulative layout shift? And then you can work with your developers to actually action on a fix. The final report that we want to discuss in Google Search Console is the links report. So if you go in the left-hand sidebar here and you'll go up to this link section, Google will actually show you data about the links to your site. So there's a lot of external SEO tools that will give you this data, but this is going to be the closest to first-party data that you can get, and maybe you don't have some of those active subscriptions depending on SEO's priority in your organization. So this is going to give you some data on the amount of links that are coming to your site, what domains are linking to you, what are the most popular pages that are getting linked to, so you can have SEO insights on what your most popular content is. So here, in terms of, it'll break it down into two different categories: external links, so where are we getting links from external sources, or internal links, how are we internally linking to our own content. So here I can see, hey, my top link pages, it looks like our homepage as well. We have a really popular author on our site here that has over 2,000 links, and then even some of our service pages. I can then even see the top linking sites. So what are the domains that tend to be linking to us? So really great data to have. Thing is, I can then go and see, hey, are there domains that we need to be getting links from that maybe we could run digital PR initiatives to? Or hey, where do we have really strong links that we could better leverage them for SEO purposes? As well, as I mentioned, there's this also top link pages. So you can see, hey, which pages are we linking to the most in our internal linking initiatives? So here we can see we link to the contact page a lot, which is an important page, but maybe we'd actually rather see some of our key services pages up here in the top linked pages. So now you can start to see, hey, in terms of my own site structure, am I linking to my most important pages for SEO? Or for some reason, do I have the site structure where I'm linking to pages that aren't as important for my site? So really great use cases here, and a nice report from Google that gives you more data on the external links to your site, as well as how you're structuring your own internal linking systems. So appreciate you all watching our Google Search Console tutorial, and hopefully you come out of it with some really great takeaways for how you can improve the SEO of your own sites.